Video, we're going to look at free writing. Hopefully you've had a chance by now to look at the videos on controlled writing and guided writing. Free writing is a little different because, as the name suggests, the teacher provides very little support and the student has maximum space for creativity. All right, some of the features of free writing include the fact that, unlike controlled writing, there's no particular focus on any language structures. And there's no particular focus on any kind of overall structure or features of the text. So this isn't really a sort of tight, controlled, guided form of writing. It really is free. On the other hand, it is important to set a time limit with your students. So you start them off, you tell them to take out a piece of paper and a pencil, and you give them a time limit. For example, you can give them 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. The important thing is they know when they have to start and when they have to finish. I like to give them some sort of topic or inspiration to get them started. You can also give them a choice. You can say either talk about your worst nightmare or the thing that you hoped will most happen in your life. And the other thing is that students are encouraged to write freely. You're not giving them a structure. Okay? So again, how to set up free writing. This is one of the easiest things for teachers to set up. It requires very little preparation because the object of the exercise is to get students to be as open and as creative and as free as possible. So the first step is, of course, to think of your topic and purpose. I like to do this to sort of activate kids' prior knowledge when they're starting off a unit. What do they already know? Or even to wrap up, what did they learn today? And get them to sort of respond. Step 2, finding images or objects to stimulate creativity. You're going to find, if you look online for creative writing exercises, often you can get kids to write as much as they can about an apple in 10 minutes, or what do you think this mysterious object is, or write a story about where you found this. What do you think is happening in this picture, for example? Step 3 is just to write instructions for the students. So here's an example. These are instructions I might give to the students. Write as fast as you can, the faster the better. Don't stop. If you can't think of anything to say, write down, I can't think of anything to say, or something like, I'm stuck, but I'll think of something soon. The important thing is not to stop. Don't worry about your grammar, your transitions, or connecting ideas, or paragraphing, or subject-verb agreement, or even commas. That's not the point today. The point is to get your ideas flowing. Remember not to form any judgment about what you're writing, because we will take this and use it for later on. We'll polish it up if it's something good. The idea is to be creative and let yourself go. If you get off the subject, that's all right. Do not criticize yourself. Don't cut out or scratch out or revise in any way. You'll get your chance to do that later on. Are you ready? Here we go. You're going to free write for 2 minutes. And here we go. So I would give them something like that, and then I would put the topic on the board. Today's topic would be my greatest fear. All right, so we would do something like that, and they would write for 2 minutes, and then they would hand it in, and that's it. So what do we do with this? Why would we use free writing? Think, why would you use this kind of activity in class? What can it help the students to do? What can it help you do as their teacher? Well, as I mentioned before, one of the first things that it can help you do is to help the students activate their prior knowledge about a topic. What do they already know about something, and get creative about it? It really lets them loose, encouraging their creative thinking. If they're not worrying about structure, they can just start being creative and putting silly ideas together. There's no judgment there. It's a great diagnostic tool for teachers. So it really helps teachers see what students are already doing naturally without thinking and what areas we might need to focus on. Do they need to focus on overall structure? Is there a particular vocabulary focus or grammar structure that they're struggling with? I like to use free writing as part of a writing portfolio. So I collect as many samples as possible from the students. We put them in a portfolio, and then they pull out some of their most creative or interesting pieces and polish them up for inspiration. And finally, it's a great way to reinvest ideas and vocabulary organically. So if we've looked at different things and learned some new words, I challenge them and say, look, see how many of these 10 vocabulary words you can include in a story in the next 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a good story, it can just be a silly story. And away you go. And that's it. So free writing is one of the craziest and silliest and most creative forms of writing.